The Sussexes have been threatened with their second defamation lawsuit. Now, this one concerns the couple's Netflix reality show where they claimed a majority of the hateful comments directed at them online were posted by very few accounts. The documentary then showed a series of, quote, middle-aged housewives said to be part of a coordinated cabal, including this woman, the American journalist turned YouTuber Shalon Lester. But in a video posted this week, Shalon branded the use of her image defamation, slander, mischaracterization and misinformation. And I'm delighted that Shalon Lester joins me live now from the US to speak exclusively about the legal action she's taking against the Duke and Duchess of Sussex. So, Shalon, great to have you on the show. I know you've thought long and hard about this, haven't you? Because you were initially so shocked when you saw that Netflix documentary making these defamatory claims against you. Why have you decided to pursue legal action now?
Well, you know, there is just the small details. I take umbrage with the fact that I was described as middle-aged and a housewife. I am neither. I don't think any of those other women could fall into that category. But, you know, if you're going to do a documentary, I grew up in the time when documentaries were factual. They were fact-checked. I'm a journalist. There's a journalistic process, and there's something called integrity and honesty and truth. And this documentary presented a tinfoil hat conspiracy theory as fact, with not one screenshot, not one DM, not one YouTube clip, nothing to support it for anybody. Me, the other creators, any other creators. And again, like if you're going to go on a documentary and present something as fact, you better be able to back it up. But I think we are just, as a global citizenry, tired of watching Meghan and Harry present their imagined victim narrative as fact. And eventually, if you keep doing this, you're going to step in it. You're going to make claims that are not only false, they're defamatory. And the buck is going to have to stop with someone. And that someone today is me.
Good on you. Because the thing is, Shalon, you're a really successful YouTuber. And I look at your page and you don't just talk about Harry and Meghan. You know, you comment on loads of public figures and loads of issues in the news and health. And, you know, you cover the whole gauntlet of topics. But at the end of the day, they can't handle the fact that you do criticise them. So what they want to do is paint you as a troll.
Yeah, right. And if they were just saying that, if they're saying, listen, this YouTuber, that YouTuber, they're just mean. They're being mean. I am mean. I'm critical. I'm self-aware, and I demand that from the people that we talk about. I talk about Kim Kardashian and Jennifer Lopez and all sorts of people to break down what we can learn from their behavior from a psychology point of view, the advice we can give. I could talk about a tortoise and a hare, or I could talk about a Kim and a Kanye and a Meghan and a Harry. And if they were just like, we just don't like being talked about, that's fine. I understand that. But when you cross into accusing me of things and present it as fact, it becomes defamation. So that's where I have a little bit of an issue.
The battle between the Sussexes and their critics has reached a new level. A YouTuber has just announced she's suing Prince Harry and Meghan Markle for defamation, claiming the royal couple's words have caused real harm. Tonight, we unpack the drama, the allegations, and what this bold move means for the Sussex brand and the power of free speech. It's not every day that someone takes on the Duke and Duchess of Sussex in court, but that's exactly what's happening. The YouTuber says she's had enough of what she calls smears and lies spread through interviews and media appearances. She claims Meghan and Harry's narrative has crossed a line, from personal story to defamation. And she's ready to fight back legally and publicly. This is where the royal conversation gets dangerous, when opinion turns into accusation and commentary becomes a court case. According to reports, the lawsuit centers around comments made in the couple's interviews and media projects. Statements that the YouTuber says directly targeted her or her channel's coverage. It's a fascinating reversal, the critics suing the royals, not the other way around. For years, Harry and Meghan have painted themselves as victims of defamation, but now someone's flipping the script. The question is, does this YouTuber have a case, or is this just a publicity battle in disguise? At its core, this fight is about more than defamation. It's about freedom of speech. Can independent creators criticize public figures without fear of retaliation? Or have Harry and Meghan become so powerful in the media space that they can silence dissent by branding it as hate?
I understand that, actually, because they've tried to do the same thing with journalists like me, Shalon, over here, and suggested that simply because we are reporting facts about the couple that we're encouraging trolls to attack them. And it's like, no. I'm just reporting the truth about what you've done. And what I think is great about what you're doing, Shalon, is you're actually having the balls to say, you know what, Harry and Meghan, you want to sue everyone. Well, hang on a moment, I'm coming for you too, because you've done exactly the same thing that you accuse all of us of doing all the time.
Exactly. And of course they don't like you. Liars don't like the truth. And if you let liars talk enough, you give them enough rope that they're going to hang themselves. And they're going to veer into such crazy, conflated, wild narratives that it's going to veer into something illegal, something defamatory, something that at the very least really pisses people off. And I think that that's what they really can't conceptualize is there is no global conspiracy against them. There's no cabal. They're just unlikable. They're garden variety jerks. It's really not that special. And they have to think that they're special because that's kind of the only talent they have is this victim narrative. If they had one vendetta against one person, one outlet, you can settle that and you can move on. But when your vendetta is constantly imagined.
The undertone and what that ridiculous and revolting Netflix series did, though, is try to paint anyone who criticises them as some sort of racist. And that's the undertone, isn't it? And actually...
Oh, yes.
It has nothing to do with the fact that Meghan's a mixed-race actress, does it?
No, of course not. And if you want equality, equality is judging someone by the content of their character, not by the color of their skin. Martin Luther King Jr. said that. And actually, Meghan, we're judging you by the content of your content. We're judging you by your bad podcasts. We're judging you by your bad Netflix specials, by your bad interviews, by your bad press tour. People just don't like her. I mean, some people do. Great. That's their right. But it's also our right to be like, I don't like this woman. I don't like this man. They don't seem trustworthy. They don't seem honest. And that doesn't make us racist.
What was it about Meghan? Because, look, lots of Americans actually liked these guys for a long time.
Yeah.
Even me, I really gave them a chance to begin with. And I thought, look, I'm happy having this woman in the royal family. Let's hope she makes a difference. Let's hope she's part of the modernisation. Now, you're very proud of the fact, Shalon, that you picked up on your dislike of Meghan right from the start. So what did you see at the beginning that folk like me missed?
I talk a lot on my channel about the art of seduction and the seductive process, and it's a very formulaic thing to do. And Meghan nailed it. I mean, she was a textbook seducer, and it was fascinating to watch how she got her hooks into Harry. I mean, there was the rumor that she was wearing Princess Diana's perfume on dates and separating him from his family and honing in on the shadow self. And I could see her as a manipulative woman who uses a lot of strategy to move through life. And honestly, amazing. I love this. I love this look. You know, why shouldn't she be? Go after what you want, be strategic, get it. But the shift into victim was so strange. It was so incredibly strange. And it was so, I think we see this in people in our own lives. Like, they have all the advantages and they choose these victim narratives. They choose to see the world as fundamentally wronging them. This could be your mom, your coworker, your boyfriend. We're all just so sick of it. And when it's crystallized into someone who is literally a duchess, who has every advantage, it's like,
I know.
Who in the hell are you trying to fool?
These two are the opposite of victim. They are the most privileged human beings on planet Earth. And I love the fact that you were not seduced, Shalon, in the way that I was. I bid you.
The irony is sharp. The Sussexes built their empire on speaking their truth. And now, others are doing the same, even if it means dragging them into court. If this lawsuit gains traction, it could change everything, for creators, journalists, and the Sussexes themselves. Because if a court finds even a hint of merit in the defamation claim, it opens a dangerous precedent for how the royal couple handles critics moving forward. It could also expose how carefully or carelessly the Sussexes have crafted their public statements. Either way, the world is watching and the stakes are sky high. This story isn't just about one lawsuit. It's about truth, influence, and accountability in the age of digital royalty. When a YouTuber takes on the Sussexes in court, it's more than a legal fight. It's a symbol of how public opinion has shifted, and how powerful the independent voice has become. Do you think this lawsuit is justified, or is it just another headline in the never-ending Harry and Meghan saga? Let me know what you think below. Subscribe for more royal revelations, court battles, and fearless commentary, because the truth always deserves its day in court.